Hello, everyone. It's me, Rebel Trader. Welcome back to Take the Initiative. We've got some late night TTI action here. We've got Weyoun, previous champion of the league, playing Han2 Blue against LIcane. I believe this is his first time in the top cut, and actually I think his first time ever using TTS, which I appreciate him figuring out for the utility of us here on stream. But he's playing a spicy Vader Tarkentown list. So let's take a look at these deck lists while they're figuring out who's going to go first. This is LIcane's Vader deck. It's running a lot of the expected things that you'd see out of a Vader yellow deck, but it's replacing some of the yellow utility cards with the red ones, which some of them are pretty nice. Like you get the Hotshot Viewing as an extra starter in space as a 1-drop. You get Daring Raid. You get Kylo's Silencer, Strike Ship, and some other interesting stuff. The Vader or the Von Ragtai is going to be interesting, I think. And also just the utility of Tarkentown. And Armed to the Teeth, also Battle Fury. There's some interesting stuff in there. And let's take a look at Weyoun's Han2 deck. It looks pretty standard. Interesting, he's going 3 Force Lightning, only 1 Power to the Dark Side. I think a lot of decks have been going to 2 and 2. Other than that, this looks like just a pretty solid standard version. Oh, it looks like he's actually not on Ezra, which is interesting. I haven't seen a ton of builds cutting Ezra. And they're just waiting for my go-ahead. And so I'm going to give it. We can take a look at the bracket. This is our last top 8 match. Winner of this is going to play Gerald on Snoke DV, and on the other side of the bracket, we're going to have Count Dooku on Ray Data Vault taking on Gopher Boy with the spicy Third Sister yellow deck. It looks like they're shuffling up. Tarkentown can sometimes be a problem for these Han decks going into it because they like to play stuff with damage on it. But Weyoun's list is actually fairly resilient on that account, running Sages and Yaddles. So we hopefully shouldn't be put into that trap on turn 1. There we go. I think that's our perfect camera angle. All right. So it looks like LIcane is going to start with initiative here. He's got, I think, I can't remember what that card is called. Let me see if I can pull it up. Prototype something? Prototype tie advanced, I think. Yeah. 3 cost 4/3. So he's got a solid curve. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oftentimes this Vader deck likes to open with double 1-drops. But in a matchup like Han2 that's not going to be doing a ton about space, you're kind of fine either way. I think this matchup is pretty much going to be a base race. Because let's see. They're in voice chat, so Weyoun can give LIcane the tips, but there's a way to. They're figuring it out. Yep. All right. So they figured out how to do the 90-degree rotation there. So like I was saying, it's LIcane can't do much about what Weyoun plays on the ground, and Weyoun can't do a ton about what LIcane plays in space. Grogu can do something about that because he can. I believe he can hit space units. Let me pull that up to double check. Yeah. So Grogu is actually really solid start here for Weyoun. Should be able to arrest some of the progress of this Han deck, but man, Weyoun is just not getting the curve that he needs. Like, he can play an Ogdo Bogdo this turn, but it's not going to be doing anything. Because if he plays it with Han, it gets target towned right away. And it looks like LIcane is opting to resource that prototype tie advance we were talking about, and instead go for Battle Fury this turn to make this silencer unkillable by the Grogu. The Battle Fury forcing the discard is actually probably going to be pretty relevant here. That's one place where Weyoun might be able to take the advantage of is if LIcane runs out of cards. Weyoun is also notably on 3 copies of Entrenched, which if those come up can definitely slow down LIcane. I'm not sure what LIcane's thinking about here. They might be trying to figure out how to do something in TTS. Yep, okay, there we go. So yeah, 6 to base from that silencer. And then the forced discard. And it's gonna be the Clone Combat Squadron. Which is interesting. In theory, I think it's a really good card in this matchup. Alright, so it looks like Weyoun is just gonna make the play, go for that Ogdo, and probably eat the target town. It looks like that might have been a misplay from LIcane. It looks like he just took the initiative instead of target towning, allowing the Grogu to move 1 damage off of the Ogdo, taking it out of target town range. Now I guess LIcane is still, and he also didn't use his Vader to generate a token that round. Okay, Weyoun's got he's got an interesting hand. He could go like Fell on the silencer now, or he could just play a Poe and then kill it that way. So he's taking a couple big hits, but he's got a pretty big board now, and he's going to be able to make it even bigger this turn. Shuttle comes down for LIcane and gonna move the shield over. He's thinking about it. No, he's gonna keep the shield on the shuttle. Interesting. There's 5 to base from the Ogdo. Vader is gonna be used this round. Gonna make a TIE Fighter token. Grogu is going to blow up the shield on the shuttle, it looks like. Thinking about it. Oh, actually just going to kill that TIE Fighter token. Yeah, that's, makes sense. Takes the threat off the board. And there's initiative from LIcane. And Weyoun is going to take out the silencer here. With the Fell the Dragon, not going for the Poe, he doesn't know about the barrage, but if he suspects it, it's definitely a nice play. Ooh, and the second Fell the Dragon picked up, so that means if if LIcane decides to go for the barrage again here, he might end up getting his shuttle blown up. We'll see if he plays around it. He might not, seeing that one's already been played. All right, he's going to go for the barrage. So that's going to be 5 damage, distributed as he wishes. Probably. Yep, 4 to Ogdo. And 1, I guess, the Owen. Yeah. Might want to get that restore off the board at some point. Weyoun's weighing his options. Like it would, he would definitely like to play a Poe this round and get a threat down of his own. But that is just a very juicy target for that Felder Dragon. It means that the LIcane is not going to have a ship to flip onto that's ready, at least, on the Vader flip turn. And isn't going to be able to generate a token this turn. So it looks like Target Town used their on the Owen. It looks like, did Weyoun forget to do the when defeated? I think he did. Is it mandatory? Oh well, I mean they're moving on. I'm not gonna stop them at this point. So Weyoun does get to deploy his Han this turn. And he gets in for 3. Craving Power picked up, which is actually fairly nice with his hand. Yeah, it's going to be, we're going to have a Forced Vader deploy onto the ground here, which is not ideal for LIcane, but in this spot, yeah, there we go. They got it. So the Vader flips onto the ground here, and Craving Power is going to be a nice add to that to help clear out the Anakin, or the Han, sorry. I don't know what I'm thinking. I guess it's late. All right, Han is going to sort of anticipate that going into the Vader here. And even I guess it's not necessarily anticipating it, because even if he doesn't have the Craving Power, the Luke would still kill it from that position. So yeah, we are gonna see Craving Power come down, kill the Grogu. Actually, yeah, and then then Luke gets to come down for 6. Might have been another mistake by LIcane, although of course he can't know that Luke was in the hand. To kill the Grogu instead of the Han. It does feel like a bit of a waste of damage, but if it prevents the Luke from coming down this turn, that means, potentially 7 extra damage that you could have gotten. That's a bit rough for LIcane, and things are definitely looking to be in Weyoun's favor here. Especially with that big Luke going to be able to restore, and LIcane can't do much about it. So the prototype comes out here. 6 to base, restore 3. Fang Fighter. LIcane gonna take initiative here without Oh no, he played the tie this turn. He didn't get to attack. Never mind. Saw Vader red and thought it'd be more aggro than yellow. It seems not. It's in theory, it's about as aggro as yellow. Like we showed the list earlier, and you can look at it on the description and Substack. It really it's capping out at Barrage. I think. I don't think there's anything more expensive than 5 in the deck. So yeah, it is pretty aggro. It's just that he's had sort of a rough go of it this game. And it looks like they are, LIcane is going to concede here. So Weyoun takes game 1. Yeah, let's share those lists again. This is Weyoun's, and he's going to be able to bring in bombing runs and confiscates, which are going to be bad news for LIcane. So things are probably going to get even more favorable for Weyoun in this game too. Yeah, this is an interesting build of Han2 without Ezra's in it, which is interesting. And we didn't see the entrenched come down at all in that game, but it might matter. And then this is LIcane's Vader red list. Yeah, nothing more expensive on 5. Looking at the sideboard, he's got a couple options which might actually help him. He's got Force Choke, the Tri-Fighter that prevents healing might be useful here. Outmaneuver is probably useful. Scimitar maybe. Bazine is kind of weird here because it costs 4. All right, looks like they're actually LIcane's actually showing us what he's doing here. It looks like he's bringing in the Tri-Fighter and the shuttle. Interesting. I thought we had Outmaneuver actually costs 5 in this version, so maybe it's not the best thing to bring in. Interesting to see this Vader Red Shell being worked on. I think it's going to get a lot better once Secrets of Power comes out because of Cinta. Being able to flip Vader and then immediately attack seems pretty nice. Let's again look at the bracket here. Winner of this gets to play Gerald's Snoke Data Vault deck. On the other side, we got Dooku on Ray Data Vault versus Gopher Boy on the Third Sister Yellow. So some people bringing the spice to this top cut. Usually happens in the last season of a set. I'm excited for new stuff. I think the format we're in is nice, but we've been playing it for a long time. And I'm excited for new stuff, even if it means, getting blown out by Cinta. Oh, it looks like the Tri-Fighter and the shuttle might have actually been the only things that LIcane was not siding in. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Again, thank you to LIcane for figuring TTS out on the fly. I don't know what time it is if they're over in Europe or whatever, but for me it's about midnight. So yeah, thanks to LIcane for doing this. Looks like Weyoun's taking a mulligan here, and so is LIcane. Secretive Sage is a nice opening, and yeah, Weyoun this time, it looks like Weyoun's thinking about resource. Yeah, he's gonna resource the Sage, and I guess play either Yoda or Cassian turn 1, try and force out the targeting town, and then maybe play the other one on 2, or maybe an itinerant. So Weyoun's got a nice curve here. He's got the Feldragon in case he needs it. But it's LIcane that's going to start us off here. And it's going to be again with the Silencer. And yeah, there we go. We see the 4-stroke coming in out of the sideboard there for LIcane. So it's going to be Cassian from Weyoun. And yep, Target Town, this time used for LIcane to blow up that Cassian. Confiscate picked up for Weyoun. That's one that we expected out of the sideboard. It makes sense with Battle Fury is an arm to the teeth, and also for the Vader leader itself as a pretty strong piece of interaction in this matchup. Weyoun is carefully thinking about his resource here. And also his play, he's going to go for the Yoda. Could have gone for the Itinerant as a slightly bigger body, but the Yoda with the Restore just seems like probably the right move here. All right, Victor Leader coming down for LIcane, and that's going to be pretty solid. Not easy to interact with like that Battle Fury Silencer was. Ooh, double Poe picked up. Well, Poe actually can't even deal with the Victor Leader himself. Like he can help race, but Weyoun's gonna be a bit behind here. Scimitar in LIcane's hand. Let's take a look at it. I think most of you know what the cards in Weyoun's hand do, but LIcane's running some stuff that maybe not everybody's read. Weyoun is going to, it looks like pass probably. I can't imagine that was a take the initiative moment. So now Weyoun's thinking about what to do. He's probably thinking if he wants to hold the Fel for something. And then also if he wants to go for Poe or go for this Itinerant. And it's going to be Poe. LIcane's going to fire off a 4-stroke, clear that Poe. And things are looking a lot different this game than they were last time. And in addition to that, LIcane's going to drop a First Order TIE Fighter, going to Daring Raid the base, and then he should have another Vader trigger also. Yeah. And this is quite the board, all pumped up by the Victor Leader. And Clone Combat Squadron picked up. That's a nice one. Let's pull that one up for those that don't know. On Weyoun's side, I mean, his hands didn't really get that much better. He still got another Poe, I guess, and an Ogdo Bogdo, which is a bit better now that the Targetan's has been used, but it's a bit slow. He's down by 6 damage. And facing down this massive board. Weyoun does get to flip his leader this turn, though. And he's still getting some heals out of the Yoda. So here's an itinerant. Coming down for 3. Going to likely, yeah, he used Force here to heal 3. Keeps Weyoun from being out of it completely. I'm not sure it actually affects the round clock here. I think, yeah. Still going to be threatening lethal next turn. And then LIcane's just absolutely going to dump onto the board here. So he's got now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 space units. So that combat squadron is a +7. So it's a 10-10. 11-11, actually. Being buffed by the victory leader. And yeah, Weyoun's got no way to stop that. So we're going to a game 3. A decisive battle for the fate of this top 8 match. Yeah, it looks like neither player really going in their sideboard again. And bombing run we see in Weyoun's opening hand here. Coming in out of the sideboard, Bazine in the hand for LIcane. I'm not sure what that one is there to deal with as a 4 cost, but I mean, you know, sometimes it might win you the game. And yeah, it looks like LIcane's gonna throw this one back, which I would too. It's a rough hand. But Weyoun keeping his, and he's got we got Yaddle plus 2 3s. One of them is Ogdo, though. We'll see. Or no, actually, that's a bombing run. It's a 5. I thought it was an open fire. It's late. Ogdo, I mean, turn 1 Ogdo was rough. We saw how, you know, the target time on the turn 1 Cassian last game really put Weyoun behind. So it's going to be Yaddle from Weyoun. And then first order TIE Fighter for LIcane. No second 1-drop to follow it up with, unfortunately. But Weyoun does have the victory, or sorry, LIcane does have the victory leader in hand. It's really getting late here, folks. I'm trying to keep myself from becoming the late night commentator that I've been in the past. All right, so Targeting Time going to be used to clear this Ogdo that comes down from Weyoun, and Weyoun's going to pass. Waiting to get some restore value off the Yaddle, it looks like. There's the victory leader coming in for Weyoun. or for LIcane, sorry. I was gonna say Weyoun doesn't have an easy way to deal with the victory leader normally, or he hasn't. He didn't in the last game, but this game he does. Come on, guys, finish it up. I don't know how longer I can keep commentating before I just start making things up. All right. So Weyoun does have Force Lightning in hand, which is a nice way to deal with the victory leader. Not gonna use it initially here. Just gonna go in for the Yaddle. Might be thinking about doing a bombing run next round, and maybe wanting to get a Poe down this round, which is definitely respectable. So yeah, yep, he's gonna go for the Poe. Poe in this matchup is just so powerful. LIcane is holding a couple ways to deal with him, though. All right, Clone Combat Squad coming in +4 right now, so it's a 7-7, actually an 8-8 because of the victor leader. So we're going to see 6 to base from the Poe, and then he's going to deal 2 to the victor leader, which pretty much telegraphs a bombing run. So we're going to see Craving Power come down onto the victor leader. Ooh, it looks like he... Oh, no, actually, no. That does play around bombing run. Wait, yeah, it does. It does. So the victor leader is going to survive, which means the escort also survives. Or not escort, Clone Combat Squadron. Ugh. We'll see if... Yeah, so yeah, Weyoun is just going to bombing run. I mean, it's, it doesn't clear everything here, but it's still the right move, I think. Clears those 2 TIE Fighter tokens and the first order TIE. So there's 4 in from the victory leader, 2 in from the Yaddle. Another token coming down, yeah, to make this Clone Combat Squadron hit just a bit more. It's hitting for 3, 4, 5, 6 right now. Yep, because +1 for the other 2 of those. And +1 from the victory leader. Now, we can seriously thinking about whether or not it's worth attacking with this Han here. And it might not be. Let's see. Weyoun should have the force, if it matters. Just making sure. Ooh, Felder Dragon picked up. That deals with the Clone Combat Squad. So that's great for Weyoun. I'm trying to think about the rest of this turn. And yeah, I mean, the only thing you could potentially play is Grogu if you resource something else, but you'd have to resource either the Itinerant or the Poe, both of which are powerful cards here. So we'll see. But I think playing Fel on Combat Squad is pretty much forced. But then, like this is the Vader deploy turn also. Yeah, I don't know if Weyoun has a way to deal with that. So you got Victor Leader plus the TIE Fighter token is 6 damage by itself, plus 5 from the Vader is 11. Plus 5 from Barrage is 13. So yeah, 13 damage coming into Weyoun's base with just 10 health left. It's a bit rough. He's thinking about potential lines that do it, and there's just not a ton. Like that craving power is just so crucial for LIcane. So yeah, there's Fellow Dragon on to the combat squad. Looks like Victory Leader's gonna push for 4. Trying to see what. Oh, okay. So 2 to base there. Well, actually, I mean, it doesn't really matter because flip Vader onto the ground is still lethal. Either way. I was gonna say he burned this opportunity to have the Vader attack, which I guess I mean knowing lists, it is actually pretty smart to play for Vader on the ground here, because things like confiscate exist. Is there some kind of dispute about damage? Oh, I know they got it. Is Vader gonna dirtle? Oh shoot! Hey, is the stream still going? All my screens went blank for a second. It looks like the connection to TTS room is fine. So I think it was just a hardware issue. All right. Either way, it looks like Weyoun's going to concede here. So congratulations to LIcane for coming from behind and moving into the top 4. Let's take a look at that updated bracket. So yeah, LIcane is going to be facing off against Cheryl on the Snoke Data Vault for a spot in the finals. Yeah, this is well played by both players. Game 1, really kind of a steamroll for Weyoun, off of just being able to control early in the game and then sort of take over with that Luke. But then in these last 2 games, LIcane just found the early aggro with the Victor Leader, and there wasn't anything that could be done about it. I almost wonder if it was a mistake on Weyoun's part not going for that Force Lightning. Or actually, no, never mind. Force Lightning couldn't have done that there because you would have needed 5 resources to do it, and on 5, I think Bombing Run was probably the right play. So yeah, things just went a bit in LIcane's favor here. Sometimes that's how it goes. And all right, that's all I got, folks. It is now exactly midnight. If you understood that reference, you're the real MVP. And thus ends our broadcast.